This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFLTV. We're at the Wasserman HQ here in London. Delighted to be joined by Mr. George Groves. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm really good. KUGAN, good to see you. How are you? You okay?
All good, all good. Yeah, just a bit of a media day here with some of the Wasserman fighters. But what can you tell us about your fighter, Lucas, when he's out again?
Yeah, so Lucas Roric, he's recently done a deal with Wasserman Boxing, hence I'm here. And I'm here in his place because he's on holiday. Couldn't get him back in time. So he boxed recently up in Newcastle on that Josh Kelly card. Came back. He was going to box this weekend on a TM14 card. But he had a little problem with his hand, just a little bit of bruising, 3 weeks apart. He just said, "I go on holiday, have a rest." But yeah, he'll be back soon. He's doing really well. No, he's 5-0 now. He's been matched relatively tough. He's fighting guys with winning records, guys who are coming to win. 5 fights in 6-7 months. We want to keep him busy, keep him active, keep him under pressure, keep him motivated, keep him on the straight and narrow. So yeah, I think I'm really happy with where he's at now. It's great to be part of Wasserman. You know, Wasserman. I've been coming down here since 2013. You know, these are my media agents, you know, in between Froch fights, and stay with me for the rest of my career. By the end of my career, they were doing a bit of managerial work, brokering my deal to get in the World Boxing Super Series, brokering it with Kalle Sauerland, who essentially now he's here, so they swallowed up the Sauerland brothers. I have built Wasserman Boxing without laying a brick, right? I have built this, none of this, and you ask anyone here, Max, he's wandering around. He ain't got a clue. Been in longer than him, right? Where else? Nissa Kalla. I brought him here, right? And now I'm bringing him the best talent in British boxing, Lucas Roric. So Lucas is in here, cruiserweight, and I'm really excited about. I don't know what you guys think about this Wasserman stable setup. You know, they've got some talent. You know, if they bring them through right, they're gonna show the next generation, this generation of amateurs turning pro, that you know what. Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, big names, big deals, big fighters, but you know, there are other options out there as well. And for us right now, Lucas, you know, I'm trying to guide him. I'm trying to promote him. I'm trying to open as many doors for him as possible. And the fact that, you know, Wasserman have got some good shows, and I've got a relationship with these guys where they would let him box on a non-TV show or a keep busy show, or we'd go out and fight in Germany or in America or somewhere to keep the momentum going. Because I was fortunate enough to have that at the start of my career with Haymaker Boxing, you know, being in David Hay's slipstream, all the doors that opened for David Hay, there was always a little bit on the side for me. So he does a deal with Golden Boy. It's like, and also like Rosie out, he's fighting on the Marquez Diaz card out in Mandalay Bay, you know, I can get you out. This kid can fight, and then all of a sudden the eyeballs are on you like that. All right, he's pretty decent. Like, he's okay. He's doing really well back in the UK. We'll get him another fight out in California. He'll fight on a Guerrero card or whatever it was. So yeah, try and do that for Lucas right now. Keep him busy, keep him active, let him see the world of boxing. Keep him uncomfortable. I don't want him comfortable, KUGAN. You look too comfortable to me. You've always looked too comfortable, innit? Like, you're too. It's all a bit too easy for you. It just comes naturally. Some fighters it does come naturally too, but most of us, right, we do better under pressure. Yeah, we do better when we've got to grind. You know, we've got to work. And I had a lot of that throughout my career. I had times I was blessed. I knew I was blessed. I was fortunate, but we was always, you know, I was always never in the home team as such, the dream camp. I had to fight to make myself known, heard, listened to, and I think it made me a better fighter for it. And you know, so try and impart the same for Lucas to a certain degree. You don't need to have that toughness, because then you'd be a cold, miserable bastard like I can be at times. You know what I mean? But he can. At the same time, he can't get comfortable. That's my point. He can't get comfortable.
I almost forgot what the question was, but it was about Lucas originally. But no, to be fair, when you were talking about kind of when you were coming on the scene, the first time I even heard your name was when I actually come and watched you fight on David Hayes' undercard when he fought John Ruiz. I think he was fighting Charles Adamo. Is that right, on that card?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And I was sitting next to Robert Diaz, and Robert Diaz was telling me about you. This kid Groves, blah, blah, blah. So that was the first time after. I didn't actually come to watch you. I was actually watching Hay. But
because that's not how you sort of said it.
No, I know, but I just wanted to reword that, yeah.
No,
but I learned about you.
Said you came. No, let's be honest. You came towards me.
Yeah, and then I learned about heavyweight, cruiserweight at the time called David Hay. Yeah.
He was a heavyweight.
He was a heavyweight at the time, but kind of.
He was a heavyweight champion of the world.
He was. Former undisputed cruiser as well. Anyway, but yeah, I learnt about David on coming to watch you. That's what I meant.
Oh, right, brilliant, yeah. Well, I'm glad you did, yeah. And Robert Diaz, he knew a little bit about boxing.
This is before IFL. I weren't filming at this time. I just came as a fan, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good for you. I'm glad you did.
Back in the day. One thing you've never left is your weirdness, and it's brilliant.
Weirdness?
100%. You've always kept that element of weirdness. So, yeah, big things going on here at Wasserman, but for yourself, content in life, kind of a new role in your, a new chapter really in your life with looking after fighters, etc. now. So you're all content with that?
Yeah. I mean, it's a huge decision to obviously become a coach if you intend to do it properly, and maybe it might be your job, your permanent job, your main job in the future. But yeah, I mean, it's great. It was a change of it's a change of pace, change of lifestyle. Something your family life at times can suffer, but can also thrive. So I got two young boys indoors, and they look up to Lucas now. Lucas is a bit of a hero. So when Lucas comes to, I've got a gym in the garden, and Lucas can box jump like 50 plus inches. He does, and then they're like, "Dad, can you do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll show you next week." Yeah, but I always have to remind them what Lucas is fast now, but you should have saw me back in the day. You know what I mean, I've seen it. Yeah, like when I tell you he's just done eight of the Nightingale Hills. I used to do 12. Do you know what I mean? The 12. I did it with one of them gas mask things when they just came out. So this would have been circular 2013, hypoxic sort of. Nearly died that day. You know what I mean? Do you like the altitude masks?
The masks, there was some Pulp Fiction, them masks. Is that the same thing or not?
Bring out the gimp. No, not the bring out the gimp mask, no.
No, not that. Yeah. Altitude masks.
You got one of them, yeah. You got one of them. Yeah, if you have the gimp chasing you up the hill as well, you run even faster, I promise you that, mate. But no, yeah, training's great. I mean, I've been coaching for a good few years now, in terms of like popping down the amateur club on a Sunday morning and working with a array of different lads and learning about boxing, as well as doing your media stuff, being ringside, commentating. Even got a corporate client, if you will, like a private client who had no desire to box, but trained a few of those guys over the years. So you learn a lot about the human body and how to get the best out of people, keep them motivated, keep them interested. And now put that approach into my protege, Lucas Roric, who, I think it's the thing with boxing is you can never sort of rest on your laurels, and you never quite know what someone's made of until you put them through the rig of it all. So whether are they tough enough physically, mentally, are they emotionally secure? Like, are they going to deal with the occasion? Are they going to deal with the pressure, or just time to deal with the boredom, deal with the selfishness? There's a lot of stuff at stake and at play, but I've experienced a lot. I've done a lot. I've been through a lot. The good, the bad, the ups and downs. So I can relate to a lot of it, and sometimes it's right. I can like you, KUGAN. You could say, right, George, when you do this interview, this is how you should do it. And sometimes you might go, George, where you go, and I'll learn on the job. Maybe I'll get it right. Maybe I'll get it wrong. If I get it right, you go, well done. If I get it wrong, you go, I knew you was going to get that wrong because you did this. So I think part of that is like coaching as well. So you're like, there's no point in me going, right, spoon feeding anyone, you do it with your kids, don't you? You spoon feed your kids everything. Like, let them fucking get on with it. You know what I mean? Teach them the fundamentals. Do shoelace up. Don't, you know. But like, I'm not going to keep reminding you about your water bottle day in, day out, right? If you forgot the water bottle that was on your table, the kids' breakfast table for school, then you ain't got it. If you left it in the car, I'm definitely not going back to the car for it, right? You suffer. You got to learn through suffering as well, haven't you? How have you suffered in time? What have you learnt from suffering, KUGAN?
I'm not going to say I've really suffered, if I'm being honest.
Right. You haven't lived.
I've just getting older and things aren't what they used to be.
In what way?
Just in terms of life, this industry, which has been my life for 15 years, but yeah, I don't know, just an involvement of time more so than, you know, anything that's kind of been that, oh, George, this happened and I was going through this, and, you know.
I don't really know, you didn't really answer my question, but that's, it was very political, wasn't it? There was sort of, it's like when you're asked to give a prediction on the fight and you don't really know the fighters, so you go, yeah, well, I'll just state some obviousnesses very ambiguously. Yeah, you just got to not get hit much, you know. And
what was your question again?
I can't remember that. I have no recall.
See, you don't remember your question you gave me.
So this whole bit was for that bit.
You don't remember the question.
I was asking for some advice.
No, what was the specific question?
But the specific question.
Yeah, you asked me. What was it?
This is the lesson. And this is the big reveal. What was it? Go on, tell me.
I actually don't remember because I started waffling on. I started waffling on. You were waffling on. So,
who's the biggest waffler you've ever met? The light's just gone off.
How's that?
That's all right. That's the end of the end of the waffle.
Who's the biggest waffler? What in an interview or in like a?
What? Not like
talking
3
to
o'clock in the morning at a rave. I mean, like, do you know what I mean? It could be anyone. Like, who's your biggest?
Do you know what? You'll get this right. Not from an interview perspective, yeah. And it is gonna. I'm gonna finish off by talking about Froch because I don't know how long time I've got. But have you ever been on the phone to Froch where Froch talks and talks and talks and talks and talks and talks? Have you been in that situation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I've done dinner shows with Froch where we stood up and we've gone through 3 hours of rivalry, and he's called me on the way home, tell me he's just him and his brother, and I'm like, I've got a 4-hour ride home. Like, I have to pretend I didn't cut it off. Yeah. I can't even listen to Spotify because I've had to put it on airplane mode, and I'm driving too fast to figure it all out. Just like.
Listen, anyone that knows this, that's why I asked you because I know you know about this. But yeah, if Froch ever rings you or you speak to Froch on the phone, Froch literally won't get off the phone. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, he's good. He's good on the phone. He's good on the phone. Yeah, Froch is good.
I know we're a little bit pushed for time here, so do want to kind of. Cole's obviously started his YouTube channel, and then he becomes a talking point as I'm asking you about some of his obviously comments that he's made. I try and dismiss it as it's just Froch being Froch. We saw him telling Canelo the other day about, Wembley Stadium, etc., etc. But, I mean, look, his comments regarding Anthony Joshua are the ones that have been picked up, and he's also got some sort of situation with Eddie Hearn. He's telling Eddie Hearn that he should be telling Joshua to retire. What do you think about his comments about telling Joshua to retire, first of all?
I think... I don't think Joshua's asked Froch for his opinion, so, it's sort of by the by, but Froch is very good at giving a strong opinion, and he says it he'll say it in a deliberate, confrontational way because it lands better, and he's very good at it, and sometimes he wants sort of reaction. He's had spats before in the past, hasn't he, with Joshua? Is he doing it with Joshua's best interests at heart? Is he saying, mate, don't undo your legacy by fighting Fury and maybe losing, don't cash out, or is it something else? Who knows? But, I think at the moment, Froch is flying. Froch is doing great. You know, his channel is huge. Like, it does great numbers. Has from what I see, lots of engagement. Like, lots of people enjoy the stuff he comes out with, and good for him. I'm happy for him that, because there was a period where it was like just back and forth with John Fury, you know, and I thought, when that rivalry runs out of steam, like, where does the channel go? But you know, he's improved. He's improved. He's, you know, obviously there's the joke now that he'll start. Do you know I boxed at Wembley Stadium? I think he should continue with that joke. It's a funny joke. It's a good joke, and I think it serves him double well, because Canelo will say yes, because Canelo's probably been prepped. He's gonna say this, and they're like, whether Canelo's got a clue he is or not, he'll go, okay, why? And then he'll say, yeah, well, he did actually box at Wembley Stadium in front of 80,000 people, knocked George Groves out with a right hand, So I don't watch a lot of the stuff he does, Froch, but the bits I see, they're pretty good. It's funny, and good for him for. It's not just in his front room or in his, you know, in his trophy room with the belts in the back, you know, calling this one, that one. He's on the road now, isn't he? Like the rest of us. Like, he's on the road, he's there, he's interviewing fighters, you know. As much as he likes to talk, he's got to listen to what they say at one point, hasn't he? And he's getting better at finding common ground, because ultimately that's what he's got, or fighters, you know, hopefully I've got. You can talk to boxers, and you might be able to prize something out of them that, you know, others can't. So you have your style, KUGAN, of getting people to relax, you know, loosen up, and you might get something out of them that they've been guarded, you know, especially fight week, press conference week, whatever. You don't want the same old bollocks that everyone else has got. You want something else. You want something new. Froch can essentially find common ground, say, I know what you're going through here, I've done this, I've done that, in a subtle enough way where you don't sort of alienate or annihilate or whatever the person you're talking to, the boxer you're talking to. You get something great out of them. So good for him, good for Froch.
What have you made of the Froch and Hearn beef that's going on? Because not a lot of people know too much about it.
I haven't seen any of that. And
it's pretty one-sided. I mean, Eddie Hearn hasn't really come out and said anything. He's commented on it, but yeah, there's obviously some sort of underlying situation there. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I think they both like it. Don't they? They both like it. Froch definitely likes it. It's something to talk about. You know, sometimes it's hard to find content. You know, so he's got a beef with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's a big name, so you know it's changed. I don't know whether it was always like this, but certainly in the media age, where you know you're walking into a room, you know, and you might think, well, I might get more numbers out of Frank Warren than I do out of Daniel Dubois. How can that be? He's heavyweight champion of the world. You wouldn't get more numbers out of Dave Colwer at Matchroom rather than David Hay, the heavyweight champion of the world. You know, the rise of the promoter, because they do so many interviews and become such a name that people want to hear from them the most. You know, I've had Eddie Hearn on the channel. He does great numbers. Like, you have a controversy with Eddie Hearn, brilliant. Like, it works well. He's not having controversies with no ones, is he? You know what I mean? It's Anthony Joshua, it's Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren. So yeah, I like it. I think good on him. Good on him. It's, you know, good on you. Good on all you guys, because it's a hard job. It's much harder than people think. You know.
Are you still doing your podcast?
A little bit, yeah. So yeah, I want to get back to getting guests on and, you know, having a little bit of a deep dive, but that's tough. You know, it's real tough because obviously people are busy trying to nail people down for logistics, and we would put prep time in, like you'll put prep time in. So, you know, I want to deliver something good. I think in this world now where there's so many people doing this and everyone just wants to deliver something, it's like, well, and maybe people out there have got used to just watching any old crap. And it's actually, let's make something good. Hopefully this is this is somewhere in there. Somewhere.
I love this interview. Very last one. You can wrap this both in the same thing, but obviously Eubank Benn rematch is imminently going to be announced for back end of September or start of October. What do you see different in that fight? That, and also, what have you made of the Chris Eubank Sauna situation that he's obviously going to have to deal with in front of the board? If you can just kind of answer all that together to wrap up.
Yeah, I'll try and do it quick. I think the board had to do something, but they shouldn't fine him because they didn't pull the fight. When he posted videos of him in a sauna suit, sweating out, making weight, they should have pulled the fight, but they didn't. I'm glad they didn't. I wasn't screaming that they needed to pull the fight. I had skin in the game. I'd made an effort. I wanted to do the hospitality that night. I wanted to watch the boxing. It was going to be good, but yeah, it's gonna implode soon. The way that, because it can't be one rule for some and one rule for another. Like, I know loads of guys who have had their fights pulled because they've been caught in a sauna or whatever, you know. So, yeah, the fight's happening again. I know why the fight's happening again, because they both want to make the money again. Conor Benn maybe wants a little bit more out of it because he wants to obviously avenge the loss. But I don't know. I'm not sure when the fight gets closer I'll be much more excited about it. But it felt like that was brilliant. It was all brilliant. What it was, what it became, the build up, the story, the dads, the drama, the stadium, the ring wars, like the whole lot, and then the fight was a battle. You know, it was a 50-50 fight, and Eubank won. I thought he should have won. I thought he deserved to win. He's won. And I'm just shocked that Eubank doesn't go, right, let me use the momentum of this win to go into something else, to build something else, rather than to fight again. Because it should have been an 80-20 fight in Eubank's favour. He's bigger, more experienced. But it wasn't, because he's way past his best, tight at the weight. Conor Benn might come out of that fight and be a better fighter. Eubank certainly won't. If they box again, you can't be surprised if Benn wins. Maybe that's the plan all along. Then they do it again. Third fight. Yeah. But it's not sport, is it? It's entertainment. So if you love boxing for the sport of it, you want to know who's going to be the very best fighters in the world, then Canelo Crawford is purely... It's not purely entertainment though, is it? Because like you're seeing if Crawford can do something incredibly special. It wasn't that, was it, with Ben Eubank? It was purely entertainment. But it was entertaining enough to do it again. I don't begrudge anyone making money, not in boxing, so go for it, and it'll be good. But, yeah, part of me, you know, I was a fighter who retired at 30. You know, people say, oh, you finished. I wasn't finished. Do you know what I mean? I went out at the top. Ring Magazine, #1 in the world, the day before I got beat. Just had enough of boxing. I was like, I can't bother anymore. Can't bothered. I'll do something else. I'll talk to KUGAN. I ain't spoke to you since though, have I? You've been missing.
Oh, you're on about. I speak to you all the time when I see you. Little fun fact for everyone. George actually invited me to his wedding when he got married, didn't he? Do you remember that?
Yeah. After the edit, I didn't go. Did he came? Tell us, did you have a good time?
I had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
I've got the little photo booth thing, didn't you? I've got pictures of me, you and Adam in the photo booth, yeah.
Oh, that's cute. Just to bring that in, yeah.
It's not on my fridge anymore, but it's in the box, yeah. Right, George Groves, much appreciate your time, and no doubt we'll catch up with you soon. Thank you again.
Yeah, wicked. Nice one, KUGAN. Top man.